What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for P-Valley. This is season 2, episode number 4. The episode was titled Demethrius, you guys. This episode to me was good, baby. Whoo! Some of them scenes, they were good. I was like, oh, I really believe this shit. And some of these scenes, two scenes in particular, I knew they were going to happen. I called it, but I didn't think it was going to happen as soon as we got it. I didn't think it was going to be 4 episodes in. I didn't think it would be 4 episodes in. I knew some of these things were going to happen. And I'm pretty sure you guys know which ones I'm talking about. But if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then do me that solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, you guys, and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss P-Valley, shall we? Down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gon' shake it. 1, 2, break them. 3, 4, rake them. These niggas grind hard, but these bitches grind harder. Climbing up the pole just to get out the bottle. The crowd below. Okay, we're done. So, the episode. We at the Pink, you guys, and we getting lit. Baby, I love going to the Pink every Sunday. Love going to the Pink. Child, I'm a whole heathen, and it's the Lord's day. So, we see Lauren. You guys remember who Lauren is. Lauren is that woman from season 1 that she had just got her divorce settlement. She was in the club throwing all the money. She was also the one that got so drunk she fell asleep in the club last season. She's also the one who revealed to, who did she tell? I forgot who she told. But you guys remember the reason why she got a divorce. Y'all, it is so hot. If I could flip this camera around, there is a squirrel that was walking across the street. This squirrel is literally laying in the street. Like he is stretched out in the street. Legitimately, this squirrel is stretched out. Like I know if I turn the camera, y'all ain't gonna really be able to see it. But it is a sight to see that this squirrel is stretched out. It's hot. So, Lauren, she got to remember her divorce. The reason why she got a divorce was because she slept with her husband's mother. So Lauren back in the club, she up there, she having fun with the ladies. Then at one point, Toy took her to the, to a separate room, started giving her a lap dance. Now see, ma'am, this was your fault. Toy, you were double masked. You were double masked. So Toy took off the first mask. You should have been like, okay, that's fine. Toy took off your second mask. You should have been like, baby girl, we ain't playing with this. This is Corona. You should have put that mask back on. So then Toy just sneezes in her face. Now I felt Lauren. I felt Lauren. I was with Lauren when that woman started screaming. Bitch, I would have been Lauren. I would have been like, girl, even without Corona. Oh, hell to the no. I know you didn't intentionally sneeze in my face, but bitch, get up off of me. I'm not calling Toy a bitch. I'm just saying bitch in the literal sense of anybody is a bitch. When you sneeze, when you put any of your bodily fluids on me, and I didn't ask for you to put your bodily fluids on me. So then we see her. She is, like I said, she's screaming through the club. She going off about how they are not in regulation, which ma'am, you knew they weren't in regulation when you came to the club, because this is the early part of the pandemic. So in the beginning of the pandemic, you couldn't have large gatherings. You had to social distance 6 feet, and you had to wear your mask. Like I always tell y'all at the end of my reviews, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands. They say wash your hands. They say wear a mask, and also be sure to keep 6 feet between each other. So, and you couldn't be in a crowd. And I'm still, to this day, even today, in 2022, I'm still iffy about being in big crowds. It's just something about being in a crowd of people that I just can't do right now. Like I know with Beyonce, when she go on tour, I'm gonna have to work in my brain and figure out how I'm gonna do that. But I know what I'm gonna do when I go to Beyonce's concert, bitch. He is gonna be masked the entire time. People might look at me like I'm crazy, but bitch, I've had COVID once. I don't ever want COVID again. Ever, 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 ever. It ain't a good feeling to have COVID. Especially, see, for me, I think I got it once and it went away, but then the symptoms then came back again. And the only symptom that came back the second time was me losing my sense of taste. The first time that I lost my sense of taste, oh my God, I couldn't eat. I couldn't, when I drank when I drank anything, I couldn't taste it. If I drank a soda, if I drank juice, if I drank anything that had a flavor to it, I didn't taste that flavor. And then also, to know me is to know that I love me some ketchup. I couldn't eat ketchup because ketchup when I ate ketchup, it had a weird taste to it. It had like you guys know how if you do a litmus test, right? When they have those papers, when you have a litmus test and you taste it, I'm one of those people that I can taste what's on that. Like I can taste it. Like when I did it in college, and one of my friend and I, we were the ones that were supposed to taste it. And she was like, I don't taste nothing. It just tastes like paper. I was like, this is not paper. I'm like, there's something on this. I don't know what it is, but it is bitter. And it was just, when I would eat anything with ketchup, it would just, I would have to plug my nose just to eat it because that taste, it was so, it was like something spoiled in my mouth. So, yeah, bitch, a nigga don't ever want to get COVID again. So, yeah. Lauren is telling them that they out of regulation and you might want to slow the fuck down. So the Pank is officially closed. So they got 24 hours to get up to regulation, and if they don't do that, they got to pay a $25,000 fine. And everybody was like, bitch, what? No, girl. And they called her out on her shit. Like, wait a minute, your trifling ass is the one that slept with your husband's mother. You also the helper that was in here, spending all your divorce settlement money, and you was also the one that was passed out. So she said, okay, you know what? I'll bring it down to 11,000. Ma'am, when you walked into the Pank, you saw all them people in their maskless. You saw, you knew what you got. You knew what you signed up for when you walked into the Pank. So please don't blame my people. Don't blame my people. Now, only person you can blame right about now is Toy. Toy is the only person that you can blame for this situation because Toy, but no, you can't even blame Toy because you let Toy pull off your mask. You let Toy pull off your mask. You should have told Toy, put my mask back on. Like, that's what you should have done. You should have definitely told Toy to put my mask back on. So, yeah, nah, man. You are dead ass wrong, sister. Don't play with me. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So Roulette is really pissed off at Toy because of the fact that Toy is the one that sneezed in this woman's face. And once again, Roulette, it ain't Toy. Yes, Toy should have, what Toy could have done was achoo instead of achoo, sneezing in that woman's face. But again, that woman, when Toy took off her mask, that woman should have literally said, "Nah, baby girl, put my mask back on my face." Like, she should have done that, but she didn't. She was fine with it, and baby sis was fine with it. Throwing the money. I mean, she was making it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain. Like, she was making it rain. Throw some dollars at me, and I'ma make it rain. Make it rain, trick. Make it rain, trick. Make it rain, make it rain. Like, you wanna see some cash? You wanna see some ass? I wanna see some cash. Keep them dollars coming, and that's gonna make me dance. And that's gonna make me dance. Yeah. I'm good for y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Whisper creeps me out because when Whisper was dancing on that stage at the beginning of the episode, it's the eyes for me, y'all. It's the eyes. I be like, ooh, Satan, get thee behind of me. So yeah, Roulette is mad because her and Whisper couldn't get on the pole because of Toy. So this girl named Brazil, she stands up for Toy. She's like, oh, nah, y'all, Toy really do have allergies. Now, that is the one thing that I used to, when the pandemic first started and going into the store. Because I have allergies, so at that time of the year, I will sneeze. And then, bitch, I remember going to the store or something, like going to the grocery store. And you know how you have an itch in your throat and you need to cough? I would be choking on that cough because I'm like, oh, I do not want to cough. And people start looking at me like, bitch, you got the Rona. No, bitch, I don't have the Rona. Bitch, my throat just itches. So, Brazil called she called Roulette out for, being the stripper with the dick sucking lips. And Roulette's like, that's a lie. Is it, sis? Is it? Because we gotta know you's a motherfucking lie. So, baby, Roulette must have went off and beat the shit out of Brazil's ass. I was like, well, damn. Okay. So Big L comes in, he breaks it up, and he takes her to the office. He's like, so did you wrestle? She says, no, my brother did. So then he asked her about her brother. She didn't want to answer the question. She says, well, what were you doing the other night? Because he also mentioned about the fact that, when she showed up last week's episode, getting out that car, he was like, what were you doing? She's like, what were you and Eminem doing? Touche, boo. Touche. They both got quiet. So, the Bella Noche, they recreated Bella Noche. If you can't go to Bella Noche, where the hell can you go? That's upsetting me and my homegirl. I was like, they reenacted the Bella Noche girls. I don't even remember what their names was, but I correct up because Mercedes was watching TV. So Mercedes is on the phone with Uncle Clifford, asking Uncle Clifford, like, why didn't you tell me about, this shit about the paint getting shut down? And Uncle Cliff was like, girl, the paint will be back up and running in 24 hours. So then she tells her what happened in the locker room between Brazil and Roulette. And then you see Patrice asked on the news saying, to come vote for her as the new mayor of Chucalissa. I'm with Miss Ernestine. There goes the hood. Y'all, I feel like they are giving that raggedy bitch Patrice Woodbine a redemption story. Like one of my friends on Facebook, I don't use Facebook too often, you guys, so don't ask me what my Facebook is because I don't use it like that. But one of my friends, he was talking about he gonna vote for Patrice. I'm like, it's still fuck Patrice Woodbine. And it is. It's still fuck Patrice Woodbine. And to Patrice Woodbine's raggedy ass do right by Mercedes, it's fuck her. But in this moment, I'm gonna be here for her. I'm gonna be here slightly for Patrice Woodbine. So Coach checks Mercedes saying that, you didn't finish Mercedes special the last time. So, yeah, I'm flying in at 4. So make your way over to the house. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and we're going to move forward. So we see Keyshawn. So Keyshawn, she's at like a beauty supply store. And we see Gidget is back. So Gidget is recording her. And so she is, unveiling a lash line that she has. And we see Murder. So Murder's asking Woden, like, where my promo at? And Woden's like, well, man, you would look good in some nails and some lashes, Uncle Murder. He's like, really? So we see Big Teak. It is something off with Big Teak because he watching this video, and I was just like, and how focused he was on that video. And then Rome came out, and we see Rome, and the look he gave Rome, I was like, yeah. Because I guess what happened is, I'm thinking, because they're taking place in the pandemic. So what I'm thinking happened is probably a situation that is similar to what happened with, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and all the rest of the people who we have lost unjustly to crooked cops, right? So I'm thinking that's what the situation is. And Rome was talking about, like, what did that nigga do? So, and I'm like, oh, so Rome, you one of them motherfuckers who believe that you have to do, like, all we have to do is just be black. And we see it quite often. But I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, you guys. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So let's just leave it there. But yeah, Rome got pissed. Not Rome. Big T got pissed off because of Rome questioning what did the dude do. So back over at the Pike, we see Autumn, and she is, she was walking through the halls of the Pike, and I don't know if she was hearing shit or what. Now, the supernatural stuff with this whole situation with Montavious, it's a little creepy. Now, the whole hoodoo stuff, I'm cool with that. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with the hoodoo stuff. It's just this supernatural stuff. It's like, oh, wow, this is where we're going. Okay, I mean, if this is what we want to do, we gonna do that. So there's a knock at the door. She goes to the door, and it is Corbin. So Corbin is there to offer her some money for the Pike. She's like, "Where's your lawyer at?" He said he went back to Atlanta. She tells him, he offers her $1 million. She tells him, you know what, you can take that offer. I don't want it. But she still I'm like, I know some of y'all in my comment section love, be defending Autumn. But I can't defend Autumn with wanting to sell the Pike. That is something I can't get behind with Autumn. I can get behind her saving the Pike. But here's the thing. Nah, we ain't finna go there. I can't get behind Autumn wanting to sell the Pike. I can't. Autumn is a traitor in that respect. So Andre makes it home, and he goes upstairs to find his wife sucking another nigga's dick. I was like, well, damn. I'm sorry. I'm not finna sit here and fight with the man that just got his dick and ass out. I ain't finna fight with you. I'm not finna fight with you. So she wasn't expecting him to be back so soon. Come to find out, this is a doctor that she works with. Another doctor that she works with. I'm like, oh, well, workplace relationships, that ain't gonna end well. That is not gonna end well. So she asked him where was his mask at. I was like, sis, that's what you worried about? His mask? But your mouth was on a whole nother man's dick. But okay. So then he tells her he wants to run for mayor. She's like, huh. She started laughing at him because she's like, my daddy offered you a job and you want to run for mayor? You not gonna win, Andre. I was like, well, damn. You ain't got no confidence in him at all, do you, huh? Tell him how you really feel. So you guys, let's pause here and move forward. So Mercedes, she gets over to Coach's crib, and Farrah is there. Farrah is getting some equipment, and Mercedes apologizes to Farrah for earlier, and she says it was fun. This is Farrah saying that it was fun and that she never did it. Mercedes says, yeah, me either. Mercedes had never done it either, but she says for you it felt like it came easy. So then Mercedes tells her, why she left. She left because of Terica, her daughter. So I have right here in my notes that her and Sadie's are going to hook up. So we see Mercedes, she starts taking her clothes off and she gets on the pole. And so Farrah has her camera and she snaps a picture of it. And Mercedes was like, that NDA said, no pictures, no text, a lot of stuff that she couldn't do. But she still continued to do it, and they was having fun. So Duffy, we see Duffy, who is Gidget's ex. He shows up to the Pike with a trunk full of I don't know what they were. I don't want to say Africans. A bunch of men. They're gonna help bring the Pike up to where Lauren needs it to be. Toy shows up, and Uncle Clifford was like, your ass is the reason why we're in this mess right now. But Toy has showed up. She got some of the other girls with her as well as Diamond. So, Big Teak. Now, mind you guys, last week's episode, Big Teak fought old boy. Oh, it's making sense to me now why he really fought that nigga. It makes a lot of sense to me why. Which I knew it last week, but I knew it last week. I knew it last week why he fought that nigga. He wasn't fighting that nigga behind that girl. He was fighting that nigga because he knew Lil Murda was gay, and that's his nigga. And he ain't want nobody disrespecting his man. And I'm out here for it. Because if you looked at it this week when Gidget was saying some stuff, He kept calling Gizzard a bitch. He called Gizzard a bitch and a white bitch at one time. And I was like, wait a minute, but you was defending that woman last week. Nah, you weren't defending that woman. You was defending your man because that nigga kept calling your man a trade and that nigga kept attacking your man. That's why you was so upset. So get your turn on radio, and like I said, something is off with Teak. I don't know what it is. I know probably the prison system did a number on Teak. I'm pretty sure that's one thing. The prison system just did a number on him. So get your turn the radio station. On the radio, they hear Never Scared. They're like, that ain't Never Scared. But then they're like, yes, it is. So they call up Never Scared. Never Scared said, you know, he making bank out here, and murder could be too if he give him that feature. So Wody says he'll get it to him. So then they also find out, and I think that there's a curfew that's going to take place where they are at 8 p.m. And I'm thinking, like I said, it's because of some civil unrest in the country at that time. Because they're still in 2020. So I'm thinking that with Katoria's writing, that this season she's writing about things that literally happened in 2020. The civil unrest, I think she's writing about like the civil unrest as well as the pandemic. Now see, here in Dallas, we didn't have a curfew. Well, we did. Texas had a curfew, but that curfew was so fucking lax. Because I remember the first week when they told everybody to shelter in place, because the interesting thing was, it was my cousin's it was the weekend of my cousin's birthday. She had just turned 30. Her birthday is March 19th, and I had gotten off work that Friday. That actually. So interesting. It is so interesting to think back to 2020, because her birthday, we celebrated her birthday that weekend, and I had literally gotten off work that Friday. My boss, they told us, hey, pack all your stuff up. We're working from home starting next week. And I had took everything home, and I text her, you know, I went out to eat that Friday. I went out to eat. That was the last time I went out to eat at Cheddar's on a Friday night for a long time. And I told her, hey, I'm getting ready to come home. And I got down to my hometown. And that Saturday woke up and everything was just kind of going crazy. It's interesting when you think about 2020. It is so interesting that was 2 years ago. And to think about what life was like then. Sheltering in place. Going to the store wearing your mask, socially distancing. Like a lot of businesses and restaurants are gone that are never coming back. Even with Walmart, I remember Walmart used to be open 24 hours a day, and now Walmart closes at 11 p.m. I don't know if Walmart will ever get back to the point where they'll be open 24 hours again. I just don't think that's gonna ever happen. And I'm a late night person. Like, I used to wake up in the middle of the night and go to Walmart and get some shit. But hey, it is what it is. Where we at? So yeah, they were talking about the curfew. So I think it's because of some civil unrest in the country. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and we're going to move forward. So we move back over to Mercedes and Farrah. So we see them, and they're actually getting along very well. And, Farrah was talking about, she was talking about getting on the pole, but, she knows she can't do it. And Mercedes was like, well, you need to lose some clothes. So Mercedes takes her pants and she pulls them down, and she tells her, you need skin to get on the pole. And I've heard people say that you need, it's all about skin, sticking to the pole. And so she tells her, hop up, and she gets on there, but she slides back down. And so she's on her knees and she's twerking, but it's a flicked twerk. So Mercedes, I don't know where Mercedes touched her, but it's like it's somewhere in her hoo-ha. And they stop for a minute, and they look at each other, but then she says, do it again, and then she starts twerking on her. So then at one point she's like, I wanted to be so mad at you, and she says, look at me talking to a stripper. And Mercedes was like, well, bitch, you ain't got on no clothes. You right there with this stripper, so it ain't too far disconnected right about now. So she apologizes to her, and then Mercedes was like, well, you might want to go because Coach will be here in a little bit. She says, Coach is flying out of Mississippi, not into Mississippi. She says, that was me that texted you. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I knew it. I knew that was coming. So then we get back over to the paint, and the girls are talking about Diamond. They gossiping about why Diamond left the paint. I don't know who it was, but they got it right. Talking about, one girl said, I heard because Mississippi wasn't going to give him no coochie. And nothing to do with that. It was because because he got into a fight with that whack ass Derek. He was about to beat the shit. He was about to kill Derek, and she pulled that gun on him. That's exactly what it was. So Diamond went into the Paradise Room, and this was a scene that kind of creeped me out when he saw that hand. I was like, oh no. And then that water, I was like, oh no. I was so glad Big L came in there and put an end to that scene, because I can't deal with this. I cannot. So then we see Wayne. So Wayne Kyle is on the TV. He's announcing that there's an 8 o'clock curfew, and if people don't, I guess, adhere to it, there's going to be a $500 fine. So they like, what, everybody, y'all stay here tonight and leave in the morning. So then we see Patrice. She's back on the news again. She's talking to the crowd, and despite how I feel about Patrice, she's a good public speaker. So Roulette, she went off into another room, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Andre, he's back in Chuckalisa. So when Roulette went to other room, Duffy followed her. She was crying, and she's just telling him how this reminds her of her brother, that he got pulled over. They said his tail light was out. They said he had a gun on him. She said she knew he didn't have a gun on him. So the police unlived her brother. That's fucked up. Do you guys want to pause here, or do you want to keep going? Let's keep going. Let's go one more scene. So we see Diamond and Big L. So they talking. So Big L is asking Diamond, is he coming back to the paint? Diamond says, nah, he ain't sure about that. And he tells Big L he should leave. Big L was like, I ain't leaving. When I got out of jail, nobody else was trying to hire me, but Uncle Clifford is the only person that took a chance on me. So he's staying at the paint, and I'm like, all right, Big L, you do that. So then we see Big Bone and Diamond talking to each other. I was like, oh, this is so cute. Now here's the question, if you guys know. When did Tyler Lepley and Miracle start dating? Did they start dating through this show, or was it before the show? I don't really. I saw them on social media, and they are such a cute couple. They are really a cute couple. I just don't know when they started dating. But Big Bone, she kind of feeling Diamond. I was like, oh, Big Bone, you finna be twerking that ass on some dick. All right, you guys. So let's pause here and we can move forward. So Mercedes, I think she's still at Coach's place. She wakes up, and Farrah texts her, told her, she had fun and she can't wait to see her again. I was like, oh, okay, Farrah. Okay. So then, Mercedes getting her phone is blowing up, and she says, my mama is amazing. I don't know if I would say that, use them words to describe Patrice with mine, but okay. So then she gets up, she gets ready to leave, and she looks over to the side of her, and it's a stack of cash. I'm like, damn. If only I could find somebody that would do that for me. Baby, if all you want to do is just have sex, and you gonna pay me $10,000 a week, I'll be a hoe. I will be your hoe. Oh, I will be your hoe. If only. If somebody said I will pay you $10,000 to sleep with me, to do whatever I want, baby, you ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said shit but a word. $10,000 a week? Bitch, that's $40,000 in a month. That's more than what most people make in a year. That's more than what most people make in a year. Baby, I would do whatever you ask of me. No questions asked. Well, we would have to put some stipulations on that. We would have to put some stipulations on that. I don't sleep with animals. I don't do, I don't do blood. I don't do bodily fluids. We would have to put some stipulations on that. There would be some things that I would draw the line on. I'd be like, yeah, that stuff we don't do. Anything else, we can do it. We can do whatever you want. We can do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, wherever you want. Whenever, however, all you got to do, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Kim Possible. Like, do you hurt me? You heard? So, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I know it's foreshadowing. And I think that's what's bothering me. This situation with Little Murder, them playing that game when you wink and the person has to die. I think that's is bothering me because I know it is foreshadowing someone's death. I don't know whose death is foreshadowing, but it is definitely foreshadowing somebody's death. But you know what though? Honestly, it doesn't have to foreshadow death. And I guess I have to get that out of my head. It doesn't necessarily mean that a character is going to die. Because Katori could be writing this in a sense that it is foreshadowing death. But death doesn't always have to consist of a human of a person or any kind of living organism. Death could be the death of a relationship. So that could be also what she's foreshadowing. Actually, I think that's exactly what she's foreshadowing. The death of the more I think about it, it's not the death of a person that we're foreshadowing. It's the death of a relationship. And there are two relationships that I'm thinking about right now that I can see that this death could be foreshadowing. I'm thinking it could either deal with Keyshawn and Derek, or it could deal with Little Murder and Uncle Clifford. And I'm thinking it's going to be the latter. And I'm gonna tell you guys, we're gonna talk about why I think it's the latter. Actually, no, it could be both. It could actually be both. It could be both. So let's go ahead. So at one point, Teak freaked out and he just left. So Murder went to check on Teak, who said he wasn't supposed to do. He said, "Ain't you supposed to be doing your homework?" So Teak got mad at Rome for turning the TV off. And the nigga just flipped out. He flipped out on Rome. He flipped out on Gidget. That's when he called her another bitch, a white bitch. And they had to take him out. So Clifford, we see Uncle Clifford, she takes some of the girls to a room, only to find out that Autumn has been staying there. Because they were like, he said, make yourself at home. And they were like, somebody already has. So then we see Murder. So Murder is in the bathroom and he's recording his song for Never Scared. So then Teak, and I had already put two and two together. I put two and two together in last week's episode. I knew that Murder and Teak had a relationship when they were talking about when Teak was talking about the fact that Murder wrote him when he was in solitary. I knew that they had a deeper relationship than what they were saying. I could feel it last week. I knew that. And it was solidified for me in this scene when Murder was in the shower recording his song and Teak came into the bathroom and started peeing. And Murder said he was in here, and when Murder kept looking at him pissing, I'm like, yeah, they are comfortable with each other. Cause Teak didn't say, oh shit, you in here, and put his dick in his pants. And then Murder got out the shower. He walked around Teak and he was still looking at Teak. I'm like, yeah, y'all done had sex before. Y'all have had sex before. So then we see, so in this scene, I knew I was right. So Murder went back into the room with Teak and they having a whole conversation. And Murder, when he grabbed Teak's face, I was like, yep. They've done it before. And then Murder kissed him on the forehead. He kissed him on the lips. I was like, yep. And then when Murder grabbed them condoms, now this is what I didn't expect. I didn't expect for Teak to be the bottom. I was like, oh, Teak is the bottom. When Teak went down to put that, when Murder put that condom in his mouth and he went and put the condom on his dick, I was like, wow, that is interesting. But like I said, I had already figured that they had some kind of relationship with each other. So where are we at now? So yeah, they had sex with each other. That was a hot sex scene. I got to be honest with you guys. It was a good sex scene. So Gidget, they sent her back to Nashville. So here's what I was talking about earlier when I said with the foreshadowing of death. I think the more I think about it, it's a relationship that is going to be a relationship that is going to die. And I feel like it's going to be two. I feel like it's two relationships. It's going to be the relationship between Keyshawn and Derek, because Derek called Keyshawn, she ignored it. There is something going on. There's going to, at some point, something's going to happen between Keyshawn and Rome. While Derek is worried about Lil Murder, who he don't know is gay, it's not Lil Murder that's gonna sleep with your woman. It's Rome. Rome and Keyshawn are gonna have sex. Mark my words, Rome and Keyshawn are gonna have sex. But I've been seeing that since season 1, that Rome has a thing for Keyshawn. And then the other relationship that I see that's gonna have an issue is this relationship between, and this is gonna be a love triangle now, between Murder, Uncle Clifford, and Teak. Now, as far as which relationship is not gonna make it, I can't tell you guys. Part of me feels like the relationship that they're foreshadowing death for part of me feels like it's Uncle Clifford and Murder, but then the other part of me is like, no, that's not gonna happen. The other relationship that I think is actually going to be the relationship between Teak and Murder, because Teak got in his feelings because he saw the postcards that he's been writing to Uncle Clifford. He's like, damn, you've been out all this time and you ain't never wrote me a postcard. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I love it. So then we see Andre. He's talking to Autumn. You know, he said he wasn't mad about her fucking her coworker. He was more so mad about her laughing at him wanting to run for mayor. And Autumn was like, you want to run for mayor? He says, oh, no, you want to laugh? She's like, nah, that's actually a good idea. So then she tells him about, you know, Corbin coming to her with a $1 million offer. And I think she was saying that, you know, both Corbin and Promised Land have both offered her $1 million. So basically, Sis is trying to play her, you know, holding her cards till it's time to drop them hoes on the table. But Uncle Murder and Mercedes were overhearing her, and they basically went out there and called the hell out on her bullshit. I know y'all gonna get in my comments and, you know, be like, but, you know, Autumn this and Autumn that. I know y'all, I like Autumn. I do like Autumn, but I can see through, I can, with this situation right here, I just don't understand what Autumn's motive is for selling the Pink. I don't understand what the motive is. I don't get it. I really don't. So I've already wrapped. So to wrap up the episode, I told you guys about, you know, Teak finding out about the postcards. So Tydale, he left, so the house that his last baby mama had been staying in, he's actually in his will, he left that house to Andre. And you guys, I feel like we're gonna find out something about Andre. I think also Katori Hall is foreshadowing this as well. I don't think that Andre is his godson. I think that Andre is actually his biological son. I think Andre is Tydale's son, and I think that's, so, you know, he's gonna set up that house, and it's gonna be his headquarters, you guys. But that's the episode. Wow, this was a lengthy review, you guys. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode of P-Valley. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands and wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I will catch you guys later on for Love and Marriage DC, the BET Awards, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Love Match Atlanta. Bye, guys.